Hello and welcome to the Source One Countdown to ISM 2016 Podcast Series. Consider us your on-the-go source for the latest insights in the procurement, supply management, and strategic sourcing industry as we get ready for the premier supply chain event of the year. Today, we'll hear from Source One Project Manager Boris Kopylov on the importance of collaboration between business stakeholders and procurement.
My name is Boris Kopylov, and I'm a project manager at Source One Management Services. And today I want to talk briefly about the importance of collaboration between business stakeholders and their respective procurement partners. So typically, as a company grows in size, its procurement department evolves accordingly. And so what starts out in most small companies as a group of 2 or 3 buyers or category managers, or maybe what's more formally known as a purchasing department, eventually grows into a more established strategic sourcing department that executes RFXs, conducts spend analyses, and reviews and refreshes vendor contracts. And over time, as the company continues to grow, supplier relationship management, or SRM, is typically added into the mix. And when a company gets to a certain size, a chief purchasing officer may even be brought on board to oversee and guide all of the company's procurement operations. And so in smaller companies, a natural collaboration typically develops between the people in purchasing and the people who are directly affected by the purchasing decisions, such as the end business users. But sometimes, especially in situations where companies experience drastic growth and are forced to rapidly increase the size and scope of their purchasing departments, procurement often loses sight of the importance of this collaborative relationship. And so in the chase for the highest possible cost savings, individuals can lose focus of the bigger picture, which can oftentimes lead to strained relationships with incumbent suppliers and eventually create extra work for procurement in the future. I've seen this happen numerous times with my clients, and so today I wanted to discuss some of the main benefits of maintaining this collaborative relationship between business stakeholders and the procurement department. So first, maintaining a strong relationship between procurement and the business leads to more effective sourcing events. It's always important to understand why you're going to market for a certain category, and obviously the best people to help you understand that reasoning are the people who work within that category daily. So are they unhappy with the capabilities or service levels of the current suppliers, or are they simply looking to reduce costs while maintaining the exact service levels that they are currently receiving? Knowing the answers to these questions, among others, will allow you to tailor your RFXs or RFQs, or even your list of invited suppliers, to maximize the efficiency of the whole RFX process. Also, a strong relationship between procurement and the business will typically lead to faster and easier implementation process upon completion of sourcing events. So when business stakeholders are involved in the planning of sourcing events and in evaluating supplier responses, they'll be more motivated to see the sourcing events through to fruition. Similarly, when stakeholders are involved in creating supplier questionnaires, they will be more interested in evaluating supplier responses. And when they're involved in the selection of participating suppliers, they'll become more interested in seeing how each individual supplier responded. And finally, if they dedicate their time to all of these steps throughout the procurement process, they'll be more motivated to ensure that the rest of their team works with the selected suppliers upon completion of the sourcing event. Finally, a strong relationship between procurement and the business usually leads to enhanced compliance levels. As I just mentioned in the previous point, when there's a stakeholder buy-in throughout the sourcing and implementation processes, there's a much greater chance of internal compliance to working with the new preferred supplier base. When business team members are involved throughout the whole process and are aware of exactly what suppliers are involved and why certain suppliers are eventually chosen, they'll be more willing to buy in than if they just handed a list of new suppliers one day and told to work with them. This is basically common sense, but something that a lot of people fail to consider when they've been doing similar work for so long. It's the exact kind of thing that people often forget to think about when procurement departments grow rapidly and team members are asked to take on new responsibilities that they may not have had exposure to previously. Keeping in mind the importance of collaboration between procurement people and business stakeholders can go a long way towards achieving effective and efficient sourcing events within your company.
Thanks for tuning in to the Source One Countdown to ISM 2016 Podcast Series. Remember to visit us online at www.sourceoneinc.com. For more insights from our strategic sourcing and procurement experts, check out our blog at www.strategicsorcerer.com. Want to provide us feedback? Have an idea for another podcast? Let us know by emailing us at prrequest@sourceoneinc.com. Thanks for listening.